Welcome to Income Trading 101. Today we are going to take a look at Square Inc. I'm just pulling this on out. It looks like Square stock IPO'd back in November of 2015. And, it had a nice little rally, but nothing compares to what has happened since the pandemic. I think the increase in online shopping has really helped this company, help the stock rally from. Look at this. Let's remove the volume. So we had a low of about $40 a share back in mid-March of 2020, all the way to a high of $280 per share. That is amazing. There are a number of companies that we talk about having increased like this, but man, this is huge. So let's just go ahead and take a look. I mean, this clearly is an upward trend. You can short this stock at your own peril, but let's just take a look at the moving averages and whatnot, just to see what's going on in the stock in the current time. And when I say in the current time, that means I'm actually, you guys watch these videos, you've probably seen me play around with time. I always believe in starting and entering trading positions using shorter term analysis, and then managing the position from the long term, depending on how long you intend to hold the stock, whether it's going to be short term or longer term. But no surprise here with an upward trending market like this. I mean, you expect all three moving averages to be in lines. You've got the 10 higher than the 20, which is higher than the 60. Little pullbacks like this will create some confusion, if you will, in the market with regards to the moving averages, and then it's just going to keep rallying up. I mean, this is about as strong a rally as you can see, and right now it appears that, at least with the daily, it appears that the green line, the 10-day, and the 20 are very close. If you look on the left-hand side of the, let's see, if you look over here on the left-hand side, when I point out the last trading day, which was yesterday, and of course I'm recording this in the pre-market hours of March the 3rd, you can see that the 10-day moving average is $253.07, and the 20 is $252.73. So it's only about 34 cents apart from one another. So that's pretty close, and the 20 is a good $20 higher, a little more than $20 higher than the 60 days. So let's take this down to a lower time frame and just see what we're really looking at. So we're going to go all the way down to the 1 hour, and of course the hourlies are going to when we take this down to the shorter time frames, the moving averages are going to be a lot more volatile, obviously. So in this scenario, you already are seeing, or in this time frame, you're already seeing how the averages went lower. They followed this downward trend down last week, the down price movement after earnings, and now they appear to be on the uprise again with the 10 hour and the 20 hour moving to ideally cross this 60, but still this would be inconclusive. Let's look at the 15. We'll go to the 30-minute. Okay, no surprise here on the 30-minute, given this little gap move up yesterday as well, you are seeing all three moving averages in line. So it looks like this stock is likely about to rally again. At least on the short term, it's already pulled higher, and it'll just take more data points for us to see that in the longer term. So I'm sure when I drop to the 15-minute, oh, look at this, the 15-minute shows a lot more inconclusive, because the 10-day is actually less, the 10 period is less than the 20 period, but both are still higher than the 60. So I would want to see that sort of clean up a little bit and be more directly in a trend line before sort of allocating capital or additional capital to an up move in the stock. Let's take a look at the MACD, and I can already tell you the MACD is going to really be one-sided with this trend on the daily, but it should be interesting when we take it to the others, so to the lower time frame. So look at this. This has spent most of the year. All right, most of the year. Let me pull this on out. We're in March now. We had this big crossover underneath the zero line. So this is in the oversold category. That happened in March of 2020, and we haven't haven't really seen both signals below the zero line since. Right, so it just continues to oscillate above the zero line, which for me, if I'm going to use the MACD, I want to look for clean crosses either in the overbought or oversold category. We really haven't left the overbought area. So let's take it to a lower time frame. I know that'll be a lot more conclusive. So there you go. Last week, I believe that was last Friday, February 26th, you had a crossover in the oversold category. This is a great buy signal at the 1 hour level. That's a great buy signal. Doesn't get any more textbook than that. You can see as well back here in late January, you had a buy signal in the oversold, down below the zero line is the oversold area, and you could have waited for the blue line, the MACD line, to cross above the zero line. You could wait for both of them, but either way, had you gotten in, you would have caught a good chunk of that rally before getting probably a little bit chopped up in this period and seeing it go lower. So let's go just down to the 30 and see what the 30 is showing. So the 30 is showing a crossover in the overbought area. So, and the 1 hour is definitely a buy signal. The 30-minute makes me want to pause. Let's drop it to the 15 just to get a sense. 15 appears to be heading a little bit lower. So what that tells me is that this stock could be headed a little bit lower in the near term, midday, intraday. But it's hard not to be bullish on this stock. So let's go ahead, take it back to the 1 day. We really don't need to consider a Fibonacci analysis because we've just simply made new highs, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do end up making yet another new high and going above 280. But what would be interesting is just seeing how this channel, if you will, is playing out. As you guys know, if you've watched these, I like creating these parallel channels because it really can give you a good indication of what's going on in that stock. So check this out. If you exclude this top period here, I actually could extend this channel on down without changing the slope much at all. I think that's really interesting. We could even drop it there. If I extend it on over, right? Because look at how the lower regions have almost, let's do this. If I exclude these 3 data points, these lower ones, and these handful of higher points, look at how this channel has trended and stayed within. I could pull that all the way lower, but it was a much tighter channel, upward trend rather, April, May, and June. We'll call it Q3 of last year. But once we got to August, the end of Q3, and then into Q4, this has been a really tight channel. And the way I would look at that is just saying, okay, here we go. I would expect at this point that we probably will go ahead and tap up to this 263 and have an upward trend. But at some point too, if we're pushing along here, I always expect a stock to retest its high. And so the high is up here at the 283 level. So all in, it's hard not to be a bull on Square. You could, again, there are other companies out there that I would short in a heartbeat. Probably not this one. And if you're, kind of undecided or inconclusive, you might consider a more risk managed trade like buying calls. You could buy out of the money calls, maybe the 280s. You could buy the or 270s for that matter. I'll probably take a look at. You could also look at, buying call spreads, selling put spreads against it to finance it. There are any number of ways you could trade this beyond just buying the stock. But yeah, this is an upward move, an upward trend I wouldn't ignore. I certainly won't. And that's going to be it for today's analysis. So hope you guys enjoy it. If you would, please hit the like button and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I make these videos every day. So thanks for following along with me. Have a great day and happy trading.